been as many brands as there are today. That's facts. Right? There are 30,000 SaaS companies. There's like 9,000 MarTech companies, many tens, hundreds of companies in each category. How are we going to win? And furthermore, if you look at who is the category leader, whoever manages to get the biggest, fastest in a category stays there for a really, really long time. The stability of market positions is astonishing. Like Heinz in ketchup was a leader in the 70s, still the leader. So we really cannot beat category kings, and we shouldn't even try to beat them at their own game. We should try to win in some other way. And there's double jeopardy law, which essentially says that small businesses are punished twice. They have less customers who are also less loyal, while the big companies keep on getting bigger. And part of it is also that large companies have a lot of mind share. Like if you see on LinkedIn things like, hey, what's a CRM I could use? They're like, oh, HubSpot, Salesforce. People are not recommending small CRMs that's like number 47 in the category. We recommend the big guys. Right? And so our job as a marketer is to get inside the very limited consideration set a buyer has. So if I want to buy a CRM, I'm thinking of HubSpot, I'm thinking of Salesforce, like who else is in my consideration set? And if you're not in there automatically, it's hard to win. So another thing is people recommend tools all the time they've never used. Only they've heard about this tool. So for instance, the other day I saw on Twitter, some freelance copywriter asks, hey, what's an A/B testing tool I could use? And another freelance copywriter says, Optimizely. I thought, oh, thanks, great. Well, Optimizely is $150,000 a year. No freelancer is using them. They've never used Optimizely, no idea how much it costs, but they've heard of it, and they have a positive impression about it. So how can we get inside that consideration set? How can we get word of mouth going? So 3 ways. You can win on innovation, your objectively better product. So for instance, these 2 Toyota Corollas. The one on the left is an objectively better car. Better mileage, better safety, better this and that. Most people would just buy the car on the left because it's a better car. I mean, the one on the right maybe looks better, but so people buy an objectively better product if that's available. Well, can you name a product that is objectively better? I mean, I think Google search is still better than Bing and DuckDuckGo, but it's in most categories extremely hard to say that this tool is objectively better. So can you win on objectively better? Maybe you can win on a new take. So when Tinder came about, dating app market was already extremely competitive market. And then they came with the swiping UX, looked cool, and they won. Tesla was a category 1 in electric cars. If you wanted to buy an electric car, really there was no other option. They were winning on innovation. Of course, today, they need to start winning on brand because everybody else is catching up. So innovation is a transient advantage. If you don't keep on out-innovating everybody else, they're going to catch up, and your unique advantage will become table stakes. Another way you can win is money, excess share of voice, which essentially means that if you spend more money than your closest competitors on marketing and advertising, you will grow. So take Monday.com, entered extremely competitive category of task management, like 500 tools in that category. And what they did was, so let's look at this financial chart. So the top row is their revenue, 17 million a quarter, 21 million a quarter, 26 million a quarter. And then we look at the sales and marketing line. How much they spent on sales and marketing? 26 mil, 33 mil, 30 mil. They spend more money on marketing than their whole revenue. I mean, VC money is a nice thing to have, I guess. So they literally bought their way into our consideration set. Right? It works if you have the money. But if you don't have that much money, like Monday, you need to win on something else. You need to win on things beyond the product. Yes, you need to have a great product that's table stakes. You can't win on a shitty product. It needs to be good, but there are other things there. So 3 things here. You need to stand out. You need to stay top of mind and out-convert the competition. And let's look at these things. So standing out. Key concept to know is the law of shitty click-throughs. This is a term coined by Andrew Chen. Essentially what it means that if there's a marketing tactic, its effectiveness will decline over time. So in 2010, email pop-ups were converting at like 15%. Today, if your pop-up converts at 1%, it's phenomenal. Right? Like its effectiveness has tanked. When the first banner ad came out in the 90s, click-through rate on the banner ad was 99%. I mean, today is 0.000. So what it means for us, that there's fast fashion, there's also fast marketing. You need to be constantly, you need to be finding new marketing tactics that work today and maybe for the next 6 months until everybody else finds out about this tactic, everybody jumps on it, and then it will decline in performance. So you need always be constantly testing pattern interrupt marketing to stand out from the noise. Because like, if you look at this random webinar promotion image here, you can't read it, but doesn't matter. Like, join our digital transformation webinar, free. I mean, it's so boring, right? Like, it will not stand out, it will not get attention. If you do marketing like this, I mean, it's not gonna work that well. So I think marketing should be split into 2 factions, where it's like you have the explore people who are constantly testing new channels, new creatives, new ways of doing whatever, and then there's the exploit. You find something that works, put more money in there, keep on optimizing that one. So let's assume that these people are all our category buyers. And so like people who buy Apple phones are like these people, and people who buy Samsung phones are these people. There's small overlap, very few people flip-flop. Sometimes they buy one or the other. And then when LG came to the market, they decided to go for the very same customer as Samsung. And what happened? I mean, they got eviscerated. Samsung killed them. I don't know if LG is even making phones anymore. Like they got hurt so bad. So you do not want to take the category giant on head on. So if HubSpot is here and Salesforce is here and there's some overlap, they're fighting over the enterprise customers. If I'm a CRM, where would I want to where would I want to position myself in the market? Maybe here. I don't want to fight HubSpot head on. They have more money. Maybe I'll be here. Maybe I'm nibbling away at the least profitable customers so they don't mind, they don't fight me. So when Drift came about, live chat, chatbots, I mean, in hindsight, really shitty chatbots, they could have been in the live chat category, which had been around since the early 2000s. But it was so noisy and crowded that, they decided, hey, let's not go there. Let's be conversational marketing. And they got a lot of attention and then became a unicorn, right? So another way to get inside a consideration set is you really think about that a consideration set is a unique job to be done. And so, for instance, if I need heat maps for small business, I think of Hotjar. Like, it's a unique job to be done. Or if I need a CRM for scaling companies, I think of HubSpot. I need marketing for my marketing training for my teams, I think of CXL. So for instance, Copper, a CRM in a category of 500 competitors, they're like, well, if you use Google Workspace, we're for you, with a CRM for you, a unique job to be done, and they can win at this game. And if this particular thing, like CRM for Google Workspace is important for the buyer, they're gonna choose them over HubSpot or Salesforce. So this is crisp positioning. So if somebody comes across your website, they find out that you exist. They need to know instantly, like, what is it? Who is it for? And like, what problem do you solve for me? So Klaviyo, when they came about, MailChimp was already a unicorn. So, and they decided not to compete with MailChimp head on. It's email marketing for e-commerce. Still today, they say that on their website, that it's e-commerce marketing automation platform. Or when Gorgias came about, Zendesk was already a unicorn. They could not compete with Zendesk. Okay, let's take on a sub-market here, help desk for e-commerce, and now they're dominating it. Or Wynter, my company, we're the only one that does B2B message testing. Like, if that's the thing you want to do, there's literally nobody else to recommend. And I am getting 100% of the word of mouth out there into my pipe, into my number 2 pipeline driver. And if you compare this to fuzzy positioning, so let's look at this tool here. Anybody from Range here? So, well, they say, better teamwork, fewer meetings. And I'm trying to understand, what is it? What does this replace for me? I look at the screenshot, kind of like Slack, but then they talk about fewer meetings. It's like Zoom or Loom. I don't know what it is. Hence, I cannot form a consideration set in my mind. I can't put it anywhere. I'm not going to ignore it and move on. It's too hard. Or this tool here. Oh, it's project management for product? Or is it for support? Agencies? What? What is it? I cannot understand. Hence, I won't remember this. I'm going to forget and move on. So once they find out about you and it seems interesting, you got to stay top of mind. Now, when the game is mental availability, and mental availability really is being thought of by category buyers in buying situations, right? You want to be top of mind all the time. So Paddle Profitwell, they have a media show they produce for each ICP, each use case. They have e-commerce subscription content shows, SaaS subscription. So if you're interested in those topics, they produce the best content on the topic. And so you want to interact with Paddle all the time, even though maybe you're not thinking of buying them right now, but a year from now. Or like, for instance, in my case with Wynter, I do this LinkedIn show called Do You Even Resonate? If you find out about Wynter, seems interesting, you're going to follow me. And then I do, every single month, I do a virtual event, a virtual conference. Again, a reason to send you an email, a reason to invite you to engage with me. I do online workshops every single month with experts. Same idea. I have something to tell you, so you're thinking of me. And obviously I send a weekly newsletter, do the basics, the fundamentals. Another, they see my name in the inbox, they get used to thinking about me. Or I have a podcast. Again, I'm creating so many different ways for people to engage with me, my brand, so I'm always top of mind. And then, of course, there's money. Like, if somebody comes into your sphere, you want to also retarget them with ads. But again, if somebody sees an ad, do they click it and buy your solution right away in B2B SaaS? No, it never happens. Which means that your retargeting ad should not be product marketing. It shouldn't be this feature or we make this easy. No, your retargeting ad should be entertainment to make you memorable. Here's an ad that I'm running for retargeting. AV, can we play a video, please?
I knew Jeff and Lisa were perfect for each other. The night of our first threesome.
Wynter gives you feedback on your messaging from the people you're marketing to. This way, you can make sure your message resonates before it gets out there.
I knew that Jeff and Lisa were perfect for each other the night we first hung out.
Well, in the sea of B2B ads, where every ad is boring, this stands out, it's memorable. I produced 10 ads like this. They're all on YouTube if you want to see the other ones. And how I produced these ads was I found failed Hollywood people, failed actors, failed directors who want the next gig. They're waiting tables until they get the next big break in Hollywood. So I produced these ads, $1,000 a pop. We rented an Airbnb, used different rooms in the same house to film different scenes, same actors. You can save a lot of money. And finally, you need to out-convert the competition. How do you do that? Well, conversion, somebody signing up for your demo or for your thing, that's an effect. But what is the cause? What made them schedule a demo with you? And the cause is motivation. They wanted to. They wanted to sign up. They wanted to schedule a demo with you. Okay, so if we understand that it's all about motivation, really that's the key part of conversion optimization, is how can we get them to want our stuff more? And them wanting it is not a 1 and 0, it's a sliding scale, it's a 10-point scale. And messaging, the words on your website, is the most powerful way to increase their motivation to take action. Imagine if you would remove every single word from your website, what would happen to your conversion rate? It would go to 0, because they wouldn't know what it is, right? It's the words. Unbounce has this great data point where copy, the words on your page matter twice as much as design when it comes to converting visitors into users. But where are you spending more money? What was your design budget versus your copy budget, right? And your messaging on your website, if it's mediocre, the symptoms of ineffective messaging are very hard to diagnose. It's very hard to know that your messaging is like meh. So the way you assess it is 4 categories. Basically, is it clear? Does my target customer get it? Relevance, is it aligned with the priorities and challenges at hand today? Value, how badly do they want it? You're teasing the promised land. Like, if they see your pitch, it's like, oh, that's cool. How does it work? And finally, differentiation, if you're in a competitive category like CRM, marketing automation, is always like, why you, not these other guys? If you know which messages your buyer needs to hear to convert, you will radically improve your marketing in your ads, on your website, all that stuff. That's why you need to always be doing message testing. All right, so stand out, be different. What stands out gets picked. Stay top of mind, out-convert the competition. David Cancel said 6 years ago already that product-based differentiation is going away, act accordingly. And this is far more true today. Thank you very much.